Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopikante Radhakante Namostute Tapte Kanchan Gorangi Radhe Vrindaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hariti Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jai Mudire. बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय। बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna,
जय श्री कृष्णा निशा।
Hare Krishna,
बोलो प्रेम
Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna.
कृष्णा तरुण। ऑलराइट, तो हम लोग कल पढ़ रहे थे श्लोक 40th ऑफ चैप्टर 9, या छठे स्कंद का 9th अध्याय है अबाउट वृत्रासुर। या सो जैसा कि हम लोग पढ़ रहे थे, त्वष्टा सन ऋषि विश्वरूप, right? Devatas made him their guru, and then he taught them Vishnu Kavach, which we Narayan Kavach, yeah, which we actually heard. And then because he was also sympathetic against the demons, when he was doing the Havan, he was giving 2 ahutis for Devatas and then 1 for demons, and Devendra realized that, and then he he killed Sri Vishwarup. Tvasta being his father, he wanted to take revenge for that, and then he started doing another Havan, and he was doing the mantras, but the mantra he was doing, he was taking a long pause somewhere. Due to this, that Vṛtrāsura appeared, yeah, and then of course Devatas were all afraid of him, and right now what they are doing is Narayan Stuti, yeah, they are doing Stuti of Lord Narayan to save Devatas from Vṛtrāsura, yeah. So that's what we are reading right now, and we read yesterday Shlok 40th, which basically was saying that, O Lord, O personified 3 worlds, Father of the 3 worlds, O strength of the 3 worlds, in the form of the Vaman incarnation, O 3-eyed form of Narsimhadev, O most beautiful person within the 3 worlds, everything and everyone, including human beings and even the demons and the Danavs, is but an expansion of your energy. O supremely powerful one, you have always appeared in your forms as the various incarnations to punish the demons as soon as they become very powerful. You appear as Lord Vamandev, Lord Ram, and Lord Krishna. You appear sometimes as an animal like Lord Boar, sometimes a mixed incarnation like Lord Narsimhadev and Lord Hayagriv, and sometimes an aquatic like Lord Fish and Lord Tortoise. Assuming such various forms, you have always punished the demons and Danavas. We therefore pray that your Lordship appear today as another incarnation, if you so desire, to kill the great demon Vṛtrāsura. Yeah? So Devatas are glorifying Lord Narayan, and that's what we are reading. We started the Shlok 41. Prem sir?
Asmakam tautkanan tatatat natanan hare tav charan nalin yugal dhyana buddh hridayin nigdana swaling vivarini nath sakritam nam Kampanur Jit Vishdru Chir Shishir Smita Lokain Vidlit Madhurmukh Rasamrit Kalaya Chant Stapan Man Gharhisi Shamyuttam. O Supreme Protector, O Grandfather, O Supreme Pure, O Lord, we are all surrendered souls at your lotus feet. Indeed, our minds are bound to your lotus feet in meditation by chains of love. Now, please manifest your incarnation, accepting us as your own internal servants and devotees, and be pleased with us and sympathetic towards us. By your love-filled glance, with its cool and pleasing smile of sympathy, and by the sweet nectarian words emanating from your beautiful face, free us from the anxiety caused by this Vṛtrāsura, who always paints the course of our hearts. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So like this, Devatas continue to pray to Lord Vishnu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Ajay?
अथ भगवन् स्वत्वा स्माभिरखिल जगत्पति स्थितिलय निमित्तयामान दिव्या माया विनोदस्य सकल जीवनिका कायनानमन्त हृदयेषु बहिरपि च ब्रह्म प्रत्यगा त्वम स्वरूप रूपेण प्रधान रूपेण च यथा देश काल देहावस्थान विशेषम तरुपादानोपलम्भ कतयानुभवतः सर्वप्रत्यस् साक्षिण आकाश शरीरस्य साक्षात् परम ब्रह्मणः परात्मनः केन हि वार्थिक विशेषज्ञो विज्ञापनीय स्वादिल स्फुलिंगादिभिरिव हिरण्यरेतसः. O Lord, as the small sparks of a fire cannot possibly perform the action of the whole fire, we sparks of your Lordship cannot inform you the necessities of our lives. You are the complete whole. Therefore, of what do we need to inform you? You know everything because you are the original cause of the cosmic manifestation, the maintainer and the annihilator of the entire universal creation. You always engage in your pastime with your spiritual and material energies, for you are the controller of all these varied energies. You exist within all living entities, within the cosmic manifestations, and also beyond them. You exist internally as Param Brahman and externally as the ingredients of the material creation. Therefore, although manifested in various stages at different times and places and in various bodies, you, the personality of Godhead, are the original cause of all causes. Indeed, you are the original element. You are the witness of all activities, but because you are as great as the sky, you are never touched by any of them. You are the witness of everything as Param Brahman and Paramatma, O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nothing is unknown to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Devatas continue to pray to Lord Narayan. Yeah. Nisha?
अत एव स्वयं तदुपकल्पयास्माकं भगवतः परमगुरोस्तव चरणशतपलाशच्छायां विविधवृजिन संसार परिश्रमो पशमनिमुपसृतानां वय यत्कामेनोपसादिताः. Dear Lord, you are omniscient and therefore you know very well why we have taken shelter at your lotus feet, which provide shade that gives relief from all material disturbances. Since you are the supreme spiritual master and you know everything, we have sought shelter of your lotus feet for instructions. Please give us relief by counteracting our present distress. Your lotus feet are the only shelter for a fully surrendered devotee and are the only means for subduing all the tribulations of this material world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, this Tarun.
One need only seek shelter of the shade of the Lord's lotus feet. Then all the material tribulations that disturb him will be subdued, just as when one comes under the shadow of a big tree, the disturbances caused by the heat of the scorching sun are immediately mitigated, without once asking for relief. Therefore, the whole concern of the conditioned soul should be the lotus feet of the Lord. The conditioned soul suffering from various tribulations because of existing in this material world can be relieved only when he seeks shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the important part is, the conditioned soul, we are all conditioned souls, surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna, Sachin.
Hare Krishna. Atho isha jahi twashtram grasantam bhuvana trayam grastani yena na Krishna tejansya strayu dhani cha. Therefore, O Lord, O Supreme Controller, O Lord Krishna, please annihilate this dangerous demon Vṛtrāsura, Twasta's son, who has already swallowed all our weapons, our paraphernalia for fighting, and our strength and influence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Who is speaking right now?
The gods,
Devatas, right? All the Devatas are praying to Lord Vishnu.
Lord
Right?
Vishnu.
Right. So Lord Vishnu has appeared, right, giving them a darshan, and then they are asking for, right? So they are asking for all the power so that they can annihilate the Vṛtrāsura. Yeah. And Vṛtrāsura is Tvashta's son. Sorry, he is born out of Tvashta's tapasya, right? And who was Tvashta's son? Remember? Why Tvashta did that yajna where Vṛtrāsura appeared, right? Remember? How did Vṛtrāsura appear? We just read in the last. You remember how Vṛtrāsura appeared? See all. So Tvashta is the father of Rishi Vishwarup, yeah? Rishi Vishwarup became the guru of all Devatas because Lord Brahmaji asked Devatas to make, what's that, Prem?
I was speaking in mute. I was saying that when Indra killed his guru, so that's the time when Tvashta.
Right.
And out of which Vṛtrāsura was born.
Correct. Yeah. And Vishwarup was the guru of the Devatas. And Tvashta is the father of Rishi Vishwarup. So then he did the yajna, and then Vṛtrāsura appeared because his yajna's aim was to really punish Lord Indra. But then the way he was doing the mantras was not accurate. Yeah. So But once Vṛtrāsura appeared, Devatas got afraid, right? And that's why they are praying to Lord Vishnu to save them from Vṛtrāsura. Yeah? So that's why they are glorifying Lord Vishnu right now, so that they can be saved. Hansaya Dhanilaya Nirikshikaya Krishnaya Mishta Yasase Nirupakramaya Satsang Grahaya Bhavapanta Nijashvamapta Vante Parishta Gatiye Hare Namaste. O Lord, O Supreme Pure, you live within the course of everyone's heart and observe all the desires and activities of the conditioned souls. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Lord Krishna, your reputation is bright and illuminating. You have no beginning, for you are the beginning of everything. This is understood by pure devotees because you are easily accessible to the pure and truthful. When the conditioned souls are liberated and sheltered at your lotus feet after roving throughout the material world for many millions of years, they attain the highest success of life. Therefore, O Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we offer our respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. Yeah, so that's what Devatas are saying, Hare Namaste. And then, of course, they are glorifying and they are saying, you are easily accessible to the pure and truthful devotees. Yeah, that's the only way to approach Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Lord Sri Krishna. Yeah. Tarun? Tarun?
Sri Shukvacha Athevam Idito Rajan Sadaram Tridashe Hariham Swayam Upasthanam Akarnya Prahatan Abhinandita. Sri Sukdev Goswami continued, O King Parikshit, when the demigods offered the Lord their sincere prayers in this way, the Lord listened by his causeless mercy. Being pleased, he then replied to the demigods, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so of course the Srimad Bhagavatam is being recited by Sri Shukdev Goswami ji to Maharaj Parikshit. Yeah, and he's continuously telling what happened after that. So Lord Vishnu is replying now. Prem.
Sri Bhagwan Vacha Prito Ham Va Sura Srestha Mad Upasthana Vidyaya Atmaishwarya Smriti Pumsam Bhaktischaiv Yaya Mai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O beloved demigods, you have offered your prayers to me with great knowledge, and I am certainly most pleased with you. A person is liberated by such knowledge, and thus he remembers my exalted position, which is above the conditions of material life. Such a devotee is fully purified by offering prayers in full knowledge. This is a source of devotional service to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's really the nice purport. Ajay?
Another name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Uttam Shloka, which means that he's offered prayers with selected verses. Bhakti means Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu chanting and hearing about Lord Vishnu. Impersonalists cannot be purified, for they do not offer personal prayer to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even though they sometimes offer prayers, the prayers are not directed towards the Supreme Person. Impersonalists sometimes show their incomplete knowledge by addressing the Lord as being nameless. They always offer prayers indirectly, saying, you are this, you are that, but they do not know to whom they are praying. A devotee, however, always offers personal prayers A devotee says, Govindam Adipurusham Tam Aham Bhajami. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Govinda, unto Krishna. That is the way to offer prayers. If one continues to offer such personal prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is eligible to become a pure devotee and return home back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So what is being mentioned is way to offer prayers, right? Is the bhakti. And bhakti is Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, right? Chanting and hearing about Lord Vishnu. It's like we start with chanting of the Hare Krishna jap. Then we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So all this is part of the devotional process. And what is being mentioned, of course, Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami, right? He is the Adi Anadi, as we have read. And the important part mentioned is if one continues to offer such personal prayers, right, with devotional service, what happens? One becomes eligible to become a pure devotee. As we continue practicing and offering prayers and doing our devotional service, we start tending towards the becoming a pure and pure devotee. And that helps us in returning home, which is returning back to Godhead. Yeah, the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead is what is mentioned. Yeah, Nisha.
किं दुरापं मयि प्रीते तथापि विबुधर्सभा मय्येकान्तमतिर्नान्यन्मतो वाञ्छति तत्त्ववित्. O best of the intelligent demigods, although it is true that nothing is difficult for one to obtain when I am pleased with him, a pure devotee whose mind is exclusively fixed upon me does not ask me for anything but the opportunity to engage in devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Lord Vishnu himself is telling all the devatas that a pure devotee is really asking always to engage in pure devotional service and doesn't ask for anything else. Right? Arun?
न वेद कृपणः श्रेय आत्मनो गुणवस्तुत्रक तस्य थानिष्यतो यश्चेदति सोप्य तदाविधम्. Those who think material assets to be everything or to be the ultimate goal of life are called misers, kripanas. They do not know the ultimate necessity of the soul. Moreover, if one awards that which is desired by such fools, he must also be considered foolish. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sachin?
Vayam nishriyasam vidvana na vaktyagyaya karmahi na rati rogino apatyam vanchato api bhish katmah. A pure devotee who is fully accomplished in the science of devotional service will never instruct a foolish person to engage in fruitive activities for material enjoyment, not to speak of helping him in such activities. Such a devotee is like an experienced physician who never encourages a patient to eat food injurious to his health, even if the patient desires it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. हरे कृष्णा रसिक प्रभु जी कैसे हैं आप?
हरे
कृष्णा पढ़ेंगे? आप पढ़ेंगे रसिक प्रभु?
हाँ पढ़ रहा हूँ 1 मिनट.
अच्छा.
मधुवन यात भद्रमो दध्या. मुझे क्या दिख रहा है, इधर लाइट चला गया है.
इसको बड़ा करूं क्या? या
थोड़ा बड़ा करिए. दध्या. हाँ 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 अभी ठीक है. मधुवन यात भद्रमो दध्यामृषि सततम विद्याव्रत तपम सारम गात्रम याचयत माचिरम. O Bhagavan Indra, all good fortune unto you. I advise you to approach the exalted saint Dadhichi. He has become very accomplished in knowledge, vows, and austerity, and his body is very strong. Go ask him for his body without delay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what's happening is Indradev and all the Devatas are asking Lord Vishnu, right, to help them, right, to take care of Vṛtrāsura. And Lord Vishnu here is advising Indradev to approach Dadichi, yeah, Rishi Dadichi, because Rishi Dadichi is a very accomplished in knowledge, vows, and austerities, and his body is very strong. So that's what Lord Vishnu is advising Lord Indra to go and ask for that. Says that everyone in this material world, from Lord Brahma down to the ant, is eager to keep his body comfortable. A pure devotee may also be comfortable, but he is not eager for such a benediction. Since Madhavan, the king of heaven, still aspired for a comfortable bodily situation, Lord Vishnu advised him to ask Dadhanyach. Dadhanyach is the another name for Rishi Dadichi, for his body, which was very strong due to his knowledge, was an austerity. Yeah. Okay.
Sava adhigato dadhanya avasvivyam brahma nishkalam yadva asvashiro nama tayor maranta vyadhat. That saintly Dadichi, who is also known as Dadichi, personally assimilated the spiritual science and then delivered it to the Ashwin Kumars. It is said that Dadhanya gave them mantras through the head of a horse. Therefore, the mantras are called Asvasira. After obtaining the mantras of spiritual science from Dadichi, the Ashwini Kumars became Jivan Mukta, liberated even in this life.
Krishna, yeah. So what is being told about Rishi Dadichi, right? How powerful he was, right? That he had personally assimilated the spiritual science. And then there are Ashwini Kumars who wanted the spiritual science from Rishi Dadichi, right? And it's mentioned that Rishi Dadichi actually gave them all these spiritual mantras through the head of a horse, right? And we'll read why it was given through the head of a horse. And that's why this mantra is called Ashvashira. And because it was given by the head of the horse. Yeah, and by those mantras, Ashwini Kumars became even Jivan Mukta, got liberated even in this life. Yeah, let's read this purport. It says here the following story is narrated by many Acharya in their commentaries. Let's read this, Tarun.
The great saint Dadichi had perfect knowledge of how to perform fruitive activities, and he had advanced spiritual knowledge as well. Knowing this, the Ashwini Kumaras once approached him and begged him to instruct them in spiritual science, Brahma Vidya. Dadichi Muni replied, I am now engaged in arranging sacrifices for fruitive activities. Come back sometime later. When the Ashwini Kumaras left, Indra, the king of heaven, approached Dadichi and said, My dear Muni, the Ashwini Kumaras are only physicians. Please do not instruct them in spiritual science. If you impart the spiritual science to them, despite my warning, I shall punish you by cutting off your head. After warning Dadichi in this way, Indra returned to heaven. The Ashwini Kumaras, who understood Indra's desires, returned and begged Dadichi for Brahma Vidya. When the great saint Dadichi informed them of Indra's threat, The Ashwini Kumaras replied, "Let us first cut off your head and replace it with the head of a horse. You can instruct Brahma Vidya through the horse's head, and when Indra returns and cuts off that head, we shall reward you and restore your original head." Since Dadichi had promised to impart Brahma Vidya through the Ashwini Kumaras, he agreed to their proposal. Therefore, because Dadichi imparted Brahma Vidya through the mouth of a horse, this Brahma Vidya is also known as Aswasira. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So that's the story of Rishi Dadichi. Yeah. Ajay?
Dadde dada Ravanastvasrishte Varma Bhetyam Madatmakam Vishwarupaye Yat Pradat Trashta Yat Madhastata. Dadhancha's invincible protective covering known as Narayan Kavach was given to Twast, who delivered it Twasta, who delivered it to his son Vishwarupa, from whom you have received it. Because of this Narayan Kavach, the Dhichi's body is now very strong. You should therefore beg him for his body. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So the Narayan Kavach was given to Twasta, yeah, by the Dadichi Muni himself, and then Twasta gave it to Rishi Vishwarup, yeah. And as we know, Rishi Vishwarup gave it to Devatas, yeah, headed by Lord Indra. And so what Lord Vishnu is saying to Indradev is that you should go to Dadichi and ask for his body, because that's what is going to have you win against Vṛtrāsura. Yeah. Nisha?
युष्मभ्यं याचितो अश्विभ्यां धर्मज्ञो ज्ञानी दास्यति ततस्तैरायुधश्रेष्ठो विश्वकर्म विनर्मितः येन वृतशिरो हर्ता मत्तेज उपबृहन्तः. When the Ashwini Kumaras beg for Dudhayancha's body on your behalf, he will surely give it because of affection. Do not doubt this, for Dudhayancha is very experienced in religious understandings. When Dudhayanch awards you his body, Vishwakarma will prepare a thunderbolt from his bones. This thunderbolt will certainly kill Vṛtrāsura because it will be invested with my power. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sachin?
Tasmin vinihato yuyam tejo astra yudha sampadaha bhuyah prapyastha bhadram wo na hinsanti cha matparan. When Vṛtrāsura is killed because of my spiritual strength, you will regain your strength, weapons, and wealth. Thus, there will be all good fortune for all of you. Although Vṛtrāsura can destroy all the three worlds, do not fear that he will harm you. He is also a devotee and will never be envious of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. In this purport, Shiksha Prabhuji?
No? A devotee of the Lord is never envious of anyone. What to speak of other devotees? As revealed later, Vṛtrāsura was also a devotee. Therefore, he was not expected to be envious of demigod. Indeed, his own accord, he would try to benefit the demigods. A devotee does not hesitate to give up his own body for the better cause. Chanakya Pandit said, संसृष्टि वरम त्यागो वंशा नियते सति. After all, all one's material possession, including his body, will be destroyed in the due course of time. Therefore, if the body and other possessions can be utilized for the better cause, a devotee never hesitates to give up even his own body, because Lord Vishnu wanted to save the demigod Vṛtrāsura, even though able to swallow the three words, would agree to be killed by the demigods. For the devotee, there is no difference between living and dying, because in this life a devotee engages in devotional service, and after giving up his body, he engages in the same service in the spiritual world. His devotional service is never hindered. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So the important part which is mentioned here, right, is for a devotee, right, one who is doing bhakti and surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. It doesn't really matter, right, whether he's living or physically dying, right, because a life of a devotee is always engaged in the devotional service at the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Yeah. And even after he gives up this material body, right, he has the spiritual body and he engages in the same service in the spiritual world. So his devotional service is never hindered. He is continuously doing that. Whereas all the material things are left behind, his devotional service continues. Yeah, is what is mentioned here. And also thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose to the 6th canto, 9th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Appearance of the Demon Vṛtrāsura. Hello, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
So we completed 9th chapter. We will start chapter 10, which is about the battle between the demigods and the Vṛtrāsura. So then what happens next between the Devatas and Vṛtrāsura is what we are going to read in the next chapter. I think we can pause since almost time, and we can hear a nice kirtan, and then we can continue reading chapter 10 tomorrow, right? So Krishna Prabhu, Shiksha Prabhu, you want to say anything for a minute? We can have 1 extra minute. If you want.
इस पर साउथ इंडिया का एक बहुत सुंदर स्टोरी मुझे याद आया था, तिरुपति बालाजी का। तो वहां पे सेम स्टोरी था, जब श्रीपाद रामानुजाचार्य, उस समय घना जंगल था ना तिरुपति, वहां कोई सेवा करने के लिए नहीं जाता था। तो श्रीपाद रामानुजाचार्य ने अपने शिष्यों से पूछा कि हम मेरे अपने गुरु की इच्छा से कौन वहां पर जाकर के सेवा करना चाहते हैं मेरे लिए, और मेरे तरफ से पर डे तुलसी गार्लेंड बना करके भगवान को ऑफर करना है। तो कोई भी शिष्य रेडी नहीं था, चाहे वो ब्रह्मचारी हो, सन्यासी हो कि गृहस्थ हो, कोई भी रेडी नहीं हुआ। फिर रामानुजाचार्य अपने गुरु महाराज के एसोसिएशन छोड़ करके श्रीरंगम से ऑल द वे तिरुपति आए। लेकिन एक डिवोटी, गृहस्थ डिवोटी थे, उनका नाम मैं अभी भूल गया हूँ, वो वहां पर जाने के लिए रेडी हुए और वहां पर वो गए। उनकी पत्नी प्रेग्नेंट थी, 7 मंथ ऑफ प्रेगनेंसी था उनका, चल रहा था, और वो लोग बैलगाड़ी कभी पैदल ऐसा करके ऑल द वे श्रीरंगम से वहां गए। और वहां पर उन्होंने, इट्स लॉन्ग स्टोरी लेकिन मैं शॉर्टकट करता हूँ, वहां पर उन्होंने भगवान के लिए ताल बनाया, बढ़िया पॉन्ड बनाया, जो अभी भी मंदिर के बाजू में अवेलेबल है। वहां से तुलसी माँ का उन्होंने सुंदर सा क्यारी बनाया, बढ़िया गार्डन बनाया, और डेली पर डे गुरु महाराज के बिहाफ में वो गार्लेंड बना करके ऑफर करते थे। एक दिन क्या हुआ, एक कोबरा ने उनको काट लिया, वही कोबरा ने काटा। फिर सारे भक्तों ने कहा कि चल आप इलाज कराइए। वो सुने नहीं, बोले मेरे गुरु महाराज का सेवा है, मैं पहले ये पूरा करूंगा। वहां के पुजारी, हेड पुजारी ने तिरुपति बालाजी से जाकर कहा कि हाँ, उनका नाम था अनंताचार्य। अनंताचार्य जी को सांप ने काट लिया, उनको बोल रहे हैं कि आप चलो इलाज कराते हैं, मेडिसिन देते हैं, वो सुन नहीं रहे, वो गार्लेंड आपके लिए गार्लेंड बनाने में व्यस्त हैं। तो भगवान बोले ठीक है, आने दो मेरे पास, समझाता हूँ। तो भगवान के पास जब उन्होंने गार्लेंड बनाया अपने गुरु जी के बिहाफ में और ला करके भगवान को देने के लिए, तो भगवान ने बोला, अरे मेरे भक्त अनंताचार्य जी, आपको सांप ने काट लिया तो आपको ये जाकर के पहले इलाज कराना चाहिए। उन्होंने कहा, हे मेरे प्रभु, आपका सेवा मेरे गुरु के बिहाफ में प्रथम है, और वो सांप काटेगा तो इस भौतिक शरीर को नष्ट करेगा, और मैं यहाँ से जब ये शरीर छोड़ दूंगा तो आपके बैकुंठ लोक में जाकर के आपका सेवा करूंगा। कहीं भी यहाँ भी हूँ तो सेवा ही कर रहा हूँ, वहां भी जाऊंगा तो सेवा ही करूंगा। मेरे लिए इसका कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है कि मैं कहाँ सेवा करूंगा। दूसरी बात है प्रभु, मेरे हृदय में जो विष भरा है, अगर सांप के विष से काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मद मात्सर्य षड विकार रूपी जो विष मेरे हृदय में है, अगर वो ज्यादा पावरफुल होगा तो वो सांप मर जाएगा, अदरवाइज मैं कंटिन्यू करूंगा। लेकिन भगवान की कृपा से उनको कुछ हुआ नहीं, लेकिन ये स्टोरी एग्जैक्ट मैच होता था, तुरंत मुझे रिलेट हुआ।
Right, nice. Yeah, because the point is कि जो devotion है that continues, चाहे यहाँ पे हो या after that, after
भगवान के लोक में।
Thank you so much. और कार्तिक महीना है, very auspicious month. You know, we are going to hear a very nice kirtan of Radhe Govind Dev Ji darshan also from Jaipur. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha
तो श्री राधे गोविंद भगवान की
Jai.
वेरी ब्यूटीफुल कीर्तन. जयपुर राधे गोविंद भगवान के दर्शन. And everyone have a nice auspicious continued Kartik month. Do a lot of devotional service. इसमें बोलते हैं whatever you do multiplies by I don't know how many times Rasik Shyam Prabhu ji in Kartik month.
100x, 1000x.
Yeah, right. So some multiplication. So if you do one round of japas, it multiplies by hundreds of. That's the power of this month, Kartik month. And then there's a Damodar Astakam which people do every day. So very nice. And then we'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Yeah, Eastern and 8 a.m. India time. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.